Hotline, hotline. Good morning.
I'm in for LaTangela, please.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Well, oh, wait, this isn't the warm line? You're calling in yourself?
Well, this is me, yeah.
Oh, look, usually before we start the interviews, hey, listen, I just want to make sure it's the right number. Just want to make sure it's LaTangela. Hey, hold on for another 20 minutes. I got the governor coming up. Oh, okay. Well, good morning. How are you?
You know, I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be on with you.
Oh, that's no problem. We'll get started in a few shakes. Here we are.
Okay.
Get you in and out. And you know what else I would like? Could you please confirm your social media handles for me?
My social media handles?
Yep. Is it at Louisiana Governor, at John?
Can Zoe email that to you?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I want to make sure I'm tagging it properly.
She's sitting right here. She'll email that to you.
Okay, good. So I say good morning and thank you.
Well, good morning. Thank you.
And we're recording in 3, smiling faces and jazz hands. Max 94.1, Baton Rouge's official #1 for hip hop and R&B. What's really good? It's your girl LaTangela, Maxing in the midday with you, and Max 94ONE. And you know, I always do my best to get the best of the best in the building. And today, I think I've topped myself. I can't get any better than this. We have none other than our governor, John Bel Edwards, on the hotline. How are you?
You know, I'm doing well, and I want to thank you so much for having me on, and I appreciate the listeners tuning in as well.
Oh, that's no worries. Now, you know, this is an extension of your office. So as things are unfolding and you're addressing different situations, we want to hear about it. We want to be a part of that fiber of your being and getting it done and getting the message out. The transparency is exactly what we need right now. And I know that as soon as you touched office, it was just go, 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 go. You know, and you've had a very busy run. And I appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule to even be on the show this morning. It means a lot.
No, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and it has been a challenging 3 years and a half since I became governor, but it's also been a good 3.5 years. We made a lot of progress, but we've had no shortage of things to do and challenges to overcome, that's for sure.
Now, that's the truth. And you know, coming into this position, you already understood that there were a lot of challenges, a lot of things that you would have to tackle. Statistically, for a long time, we had been the best of being the worst. You know, so even wanting to come into a position and say, hey, look, I'm going to do my best to tackle this and tackle that. You had to tackle healthcare. You have to tackle crime. You have to tackle education. If you had to pick one that was the hardest one to take a chunk out of, what would you say it is?
Well, initially, it was the budget deficit. So when I walked into office, we had a $2 billion deficit, the largest in our state's history. And that was an extreme challenge because until you solve that, you really can't fix the other challenges either. But we were able to get that done, and we did it by being persistent, by working across the aisle. Everything had to be bipartisan because I'm a Democrat, and in the governor's office we've got Republican majorities in the House and the Senate, and you have to have a 2/3 vote. So everything was bipartisan and very balanced, and today I can tell you the deficit has been replaced with a surplus. We were able to start this year with a $600 million tax cut relative to last year, and the revenue is still coming in strong because the economy is performing so well, and because the economy is performing so well and the revenue is coming in, we can start meeting these other challenges. You know, for example, we're going to give the first pay raise to teachers and support workers in 10 years.
Wow. Thank you.
That's critically important, and the pay goes to the adults, but the investment, as you know, is in our children.
Right.
So that was the most pressing problem. That was the hardest one to overcome, but we've been able to do it, and now we're in a good position to continue making progress elsewhere. For example, in higher education. We also have the first net new investment in higher education in the budget in 10 years this year. We're meeting our obligations to kids on TOPS. Need-based aid for higher ed is funded at an all-time high in Louisiana right now. So we're excited. We've got a lot of momentum. As you know, we've done Medicaid expansion, so we have the smallest percentage of adults who are uninsured with respect to health insurance in our history. We've done criminal justice reform, so for the first time in decades, we can say we don't have the highest incarceration rate in the state of Louisiana. But I will also tell you we're safer as a result of that as well. And 70% of the savings because of that reduced incarceration rate, are going right back into the system to make sure that we're doing more to prevent recidivism and improving our crime rate and making communities and families safer. So we've got a lot of momentum in Louisiana right now. We just got to keep it going.
That we do. And you touched on a very touching subject for us with higher education. Here it is. We will give out the education. Our students, our top students, they almost feel as if there's not enough to stay. There's not enough to give it back to Louisiana. What are we doing to make sure that we can retain our students here?
Yeah, well, we're growing the economy and creating jobs. So, for example, the size of our economy in Louisiana today is bigger than it has ever been, $255 billion. So that's more than $250 billion is measured by GDP. And it's paying off for people in Louisiana because personal income is also at the highest level ever. And so we're creating opportunity here through economic development projects and investment in Louisiana. And in fact, we've had over 130 major economic development wins since I've been governor, more than $33 billion of capital investment. The unemployment rate in Louisiana is below 4%. For the first time in more than 10 years.
Right.
And so we are on a very solid path towards more opportunity right here in Louisiana. We're diversifying the economy. We're landing some of the biggest tech companies in the country, really in the world,
right,
to come to Louisiana. DXE Technologies, for example, in New Orleans, the biggest economic development deal in our state's history, and it's all about high tech. But we also have IBM here in Baton Rouge. We've got CenturyLink in Monroe, and I mean, you name it. And so we've got a lot of momentum here right now that expands opportunity and prosperity here in Louisiana, so that our young people, they have the ability to stay here and not just get a good job, but have a rewarding career.
Yes.
And we actually have people who are coming back to Louisiana. Let's say you graduated from Southern or LSU with a computer science degree 2 decades ago. There was a good chance you couldn't get a job, so you moved.
But now
we have a lot of those people who are coming back to take the jobs that are available in Louisiana.
I love it. And now that we're in session, what are some of the things that we should expect to even be on the radar? Yeah,
well, first of all, the biggest thing that we've got going this year is that teacher pay raise. Yesterday, the Senate voted 37-1 to support the teacher pay raise that has been proposed by the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, and I support that exact pay raise, as well as $1,000 per teacher and $500 per support worker. First one in 10 years, and it's the first step to getting back to the Southern average in pay for teachers. I think that's critically important. We obviously have to pass a budget as well.
Right.
It looks like we're in pretty good shape to do that. We need to minimize the unnecessary cuts to the Department of Health. We're working on that. We need to make sure that we protect our universities. For example, LSU, Southern, BRCC, we actually have a net new investment in higher education in the budget this year for the first time in many years. We also need to make sure that we're doing what we can with respect to the buildings and the facilities and investing in those through deferred maintenance and through new construction where we're able to do it on our college campuses. So we've got a lot going on that's keeping us busy. But I'll tell you, I'm excited about where we are. I'm excited about the progress that we've made and the progress we're going to be able to continue to make going into the future, so long as we maintain the approach that we've had, a balanced, sensible, common sense approach that replaced deficits with surplus and allow us to have the stability that we need to fund our critical priorities, even after giving a $600 million tax cut relative to last year.
Definitely. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. And if there's one plea that you could give to the community, something that would help you out, how could we be more active? How could we be more vocal? What can we do?
I would just ask you to stay informed, listen to this radio program, read the paper, watch the news, call your legislators in the House and the Senate, let them know what you think. And I know you hear this a lot, but I really do believe in the power of prayer. So pray for our state and our country that leaders at all levels will come together and just put the people first. We should never aspire to look like Washington, D.C., where everything is bogged down in partisan politics and people forget to be Americans first. So let's not do that in Louisiana. Let's continue to make progress, and I hope everyone out there shares my enthusiasm about our state. Not that we don't have challenges, because we do.
We do.
But every state does, but we're in a better place to meet those challenges today. And so I would just ask everybody to be enthusiastic. Let's pull together, and let's make sure we protect the gains we've made, and that we continue with this momentum that we've been able to achieve.
Definitely. And thank you again for taking time out of your schedule. And, this is an open door policy. You ring up the hotline or just walk on through whenever you feel like it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, and God bless.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.